All right, so I just got back from watching Hoppers, the latest Pixar movie, Disney Pixar movie, since I don't know if it was last year, but yeah, it was last year. Since Elio last year, which was okay. It was fine. I'm pretty sure I gave it a positive review, but it wasn't anything special. But it was a lot better than the trailers depicted it to be. And I'm happy to say that everything I said about Elio is true about Hoppers, but like times like, 9. This movie's really good. Like, I thought the trailers for this movie were kind of generic. It's a person entering an animal's body, a robot animal body, and is able to understand animals and is trying to save the animal's home from the big bad construction, that sort of stuff. By the way, if you hear a rumbling noise, it's a thunderstorm going on right now. But anyway, so the premise of Hoppers is pretty generic, like especially for a kids movie. This has been done before, and they even reference it in the movie where they're like, hey, this is like Avatar, which that joke's in the trailers. So but the jokes in the trailers seemed pretty unique, pretty different. Not the traditional kids movie jokes that you see in so many bad kids movies. And of course, this is Pixar, so you expect a higher quality from them. So I went in with high expectations because it is Pixar, and they were pretty much met. I'm not gonna say this is the best Pixar movie ever. There's plenty of movies that are better than this one, but this is one of their better movies in a long while. I think Inside Out 2 was good. Soul was good. But I think those are the only two that I would consider better than Hoppers. Like, I don't think Luca's better than this movie, or Turning Red, or Lightyear, or Elio, which came out last year. I think Hopper's better than all of those. And the reason why is because it is pretty generic up until about right before the halfway point, I would say. And then there's a turn that the movie makes. And if you've seen the trailers, you can kind of tell what that turn is going to be. The trailers mention they show you that turn, but the trailers like is almost over by that point. So most of the movie takes place after that turn, and there is a specific moment where the turn happens that I don't want to spoil because it shocked me that the movie would go that far and make that kind of joke, and it was so funny. I was totally in, and then the movie just keeps ramping it up. Now it doesn't lose its heart, which is good because Pixar movies are known for their heart, and this movie does. It's not like Up or Toy Story 3 or the first Inside Out that or Coco that really are like, "Oh, I'm so emotional." It doesn't get there, but it does a good enough job where it doesn't feel like it's going through the motions. Like, this movie actually does have something to say. Is it a generic message? Sure. It's a generic message, but because it goes about sharing this message in a unique way, I wasn't rolling my eyes whenever the emotional parts were happening. I really did feel it. Again, not to the extent of Pixar's masterpieces, but more than I would in a movie like Turning Red or Elio or something like that. So yeah, but this movie really wins with its just unique plot at about the halfway point, and also its comedy is pretty good, pretty decent. Not every joke works for me, but most of them do. So I really recommend you watch this movie. It's an original movie. It's not a sequel. It's not connected to anything else. It's an original animated movie you can take your kids to. Adults can enjoy it enough. I don't think it's going to be any adult's favorite Pixar movie, but they're not going to hate themselves for watching this movie. I think it's better than the other animated movie out right now, Goat. I think it's better than that. The animation might not be as unique as Goat's, but I think it's a better story, a more unique story anyway. So yeah, this is definitely a recommendation for me. It's definitely worth watching in the theater if you want to take your family to the theater. But if you want to wait, it's worth waiting too. Yeah, so those are my thoughts on Hoppers.